Cindy here over at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live, and today we are talking about the Surf City Splash. So we'll see you soon. Well, hello. This is Cindy, and I have Richard here with the annual Surf City Splash. This will be the 24th year, and I'm going to pop off. You're going to be seeing some rolling banners here of the online auction, and next will be the raffle. While Richard takes over the show, and I'll be back.
Hello and welcome, everyone. This year at the Surf City Splash, we have a great event coming up. We have plenty of opportunity drawing items. We have a lot of online auction items gifted to us from all over Orange County, from surf lessons, stand-up paddleboard lessons, to art, to surfboards, to electric e-bikes, to restaurants. You name it, we got it. Come check out the online auction. If there's something here that you don't like, it's going to be hard for you to find it anywhere else. We would like to thank all of our lovely donors for giving us the opportunity to raise money for our chapter, to help us proceed into the new year, and to operate all of our programs. And we look forward to everyone actually joining us at Surf City Splash. We have a lot of advertisement up for it. You can't drive around Surf City or Huntington Beach without seeing one of our posters, either on a bus stop, a park bench, billboards, all throughout Orange County. You can drive up and down any of the highways and you can find us there. It's going to be a great day. The weather looks like it's going to be about 71 degrees, partly sunny. And as opposed to last year, I don't see any wind in the on the schedule, so we should have a beautiful day out there. And it's just going to be an amazing event, and it's going to be much bigger and much bolder than last year. This year, we're going to have Zach's making breakfast for $10 a pop. There's not going to be registration this time around. Basically, we want to make it as easy and as affordable as possible for all those to attend and all those to enjoy. We're also looking to get some new members out of the crowd that shows up. Memberships this year start at $5 a year. Any more than that, obviously, is more than welcome. But for $5, you can be a member of Surfrider. You get all the insights, all the details, what's happening here locally, but as well as what's going on through HQ, which handles all the state and federal policies that Surfrider is working on. Here locally, we obviously are working with elected officials, still working with Irvine, and as well as we'll be soon working with the state assembly member to look at new opportunities to have trash interceptors. For those of you who may not have heard, we actually got one installed inside the San Diego Creek in Newport. So that should be getting up and running here, hopefully by the end of 2024. Unfortunately, it's now starting to rain, so obviously construction's on slow delay with that, but it's going to be beautiful. And all the people that are coming out to Surf City Splash help support us as a chapter and all the great work that we do.
Yeah, and thank you for being a co-partner with me, and putting everything on the auction and me making all the graphics. It's just very grateful. And also big shout out to Georgia Laura and Lee Love, who is the originator of the Surf City Splash, which started 24 years ago. So let's kind of go a little bit about what Surfrider is about, and maybe cover some ocean-friendly restaurants and beach cleanups, and then we'll go more into
Yeah, for those uninitiated, Surfrider is an environmental nonprofit. In 2024, we'll have reached our 40th year of being out here trying to do all that we can. We're dedicated to the protection and enjoyment of the world's ocean, the waves, the beaches, for all people through a powerful activist network. We basically are out here trying to educate people on the watershed, which not just only includes the channels, the rivers, and obviously the ocean and the lakes, but also the fact that most of the water shed is actually comprised of all the little tunnel systems and waterways underneath our roads. All throughout Orange County. They all dump out into the ocean along the way. And so we try to educate people on all that, especially for those of us who unfortunately see trash along the side of the roads. We also try to educate people on the harms of single-use plastic, not just because of the pollution, which is definitely going to be occurring here over the next couple of days due to the rain flushing out all those waterways, but also the fact that plastics have found their way into marine mammals, marine animals, birds, fish, lobster, shrimp, whale, sharks, you name it, but also into us as we have unfortunately become consuming plastics through the foods we eat. And then the last thing we try to educate people on is what happens to the plastic that makes its way into the open waters. And that actually, unfortunately, gets out there to possibly the gyres or possibly anywhere in the world along the coastline, and then it becomes someone else's problem, which, we all got told, hopefully as kids, not to litter, because we wouldn't want someone else cleaning up after us. But yeah, we're out there trying to get things done in a manner that is slightly different from all other organizations. We lovingly talk to anyone who's a local leader on the city level, the county level, state and federal, along with elected officials as well. It's not easy, but it's something that needs to be done because unfortunately, it's affecting us on the pollution of plastics, the health risks that are showing up, but also on the climate as well. It looks like it's going to be 71 degrees on January 1st, which is
Wow.
a little warm. So climate change, unfortunately, is, as some of our elected officials have told us, is already here. We're living through it when it's no longer something that we can say it's, in the future. It's legitimately here, because if it's going to be that warm on New Year's Day, something is severely wrong with the world right now. But oddly enough, it's going to allow us to have a beautiful day, even though it should be at least 10 degrees colder. So yeah, it's one of those things that we're trying to work on with all of our elected officials that are willing to work with us. So something we're working on doing. But we also have other programs, most notably, or recognizably, I should say, our beach cleanups. Those are the easiest ones for people to come out to. We also do harbor cleanups inside Huntington Harbor, and we also do channel cleanups inside of our adopted section of the Santa Ana River. Over the course of this year, in 2023, we held 66 cleanups throughout the entire year, and that generated over 30,000 pounds of trash being removed, as well as having over 5,000 volunteers show up to our cleanups. So it was a great year. Out of that, I believe we did 34 company cleanups. And out of 34 company cleanups, I want to say 18 or 19 of those companies came out of Irvine itself. So we're thoroughly stoked to see that so many companies have been coming in from inland areas. And typically, if a company comes out from the inland cities, it usually means their employees are probably inlanders as well. So it's great to have them come out to the coastline and see what the issues are that are primarily being generated from inland communities, unfortunately. Not to say that the coastal communities don't add to the problem, but a lot of it, obviously, when there's more people living inland than there are on the coastline, it's unfortunately the case that the pollution issue is generally generated by those who live inland and just allowing stuff to flow through the watershed. Out of sight, out of mind kind of mentality.
Yes. And do we have the schedule up yet for 2024 for our beach cleanups?
We do, actually. It's on our website. If you reach out to me via email as well, on the cleanups at northoc.surfrider.org, I can shoot you off a schedule as well. That way you can either have it on your computer, on your cell phone, or you can print it out and have it on your, refrigerator or somewhere near your computer. That way you can kind of keep track of it on a calendar. So we have that up and running. This year we also will be hosting more Ohana Socials. It's one of our things that we do with our ocean-friendly restaurants. So we recognize restaurants that have either reduced or completely eliminated all their plastic usage, at least on the consumer-facing side of things. And with that, we like to go out and have a nice meal, either lunch or dinner, at these restaurants. And we're hopefully going to be inviting out people who are interested in either joining the chapter or obviously interested in what we do. If they have questions of us, they don't want to come out to a cleanup, they don't want to show up to a chapter meeting because sometimes it's information overload, they can easily just show up to one of our Ohana Socials. So we'll be doing plenty of those this coming year. We're going to try to at least get one done a month. And so we hope to see people there. The first one in January will be actually at Broad Street Oyster Company. It's at the end of the pier here in Huntington Beach. The clam chowder is delicious. The lobster rolls are amazing. So and I think they serve drinks only in cans or glass bottles. So they have, if you're like me, like your Mexican Cokes, they come in glass bottles. They don't have any plastic they give you at all. So it's been a great idea for them to be there at the end of the pier, and we love them for it. Other things that we got going on this year, we have our Ocean Friendly Gardens program. Our Ocean Friendly Gardens program coordinator, Paige, she actually took some classes in being able to convert people's lawns or gardens themselves into something more environmentally friendly. For those of you unaware, usually here in Orange County, unfortunately, most of this area should technically be somewhat closely more like a desert. So a lot of the plants that we have planted around us, including grass, unfortunately isn't native. Palm trees are definitely not native to California. But we, the bigger items we can actually get rid of ourselves because we're an environmental nonprofit. We're not the, plant company, but we'll be able to help out more homeowners and business owners in the future. So we're looking forward to doing stuff like that out there. We have our Hold On to Your Butts program as well. So Laura and George, who are the ones who are responsible for all the advertising you see around town and Orange County in general, they also do Hold On to Your Butts. So if you're in Huntington Beach or if you go to Seal Beach along main streets in either city, and you'll see cigarette butt canisters. They collect all the cigarette butts and then they send them off to a company called TerraCycle. Those cigarette butts actually do get upcycled into other products that company ends up selling. But I do know that they wish to proceed in getting us into somewhere in Newport Beach, as well as other inland cities. It's it's kind of one of those deals where it's like you have to get permission before you do it. So that's one of the the things hoops they got to run through with those individual cities. But they've been working on it this year, and so we got some traction. So we'll be doing some of that coming up. Our harbor cleanups are always full. For those of you who've done harbor cleanups before, you'll know that you usually have to book it out like almost 2 to 3 months minimum in advance. Right now, we have a few spots in February and a few spots in March. We expect by the beginning of January for all the spots in February and March to be taken. Therefore, people will start to sign up for April. We already have a few different groups of people that have signed up to basically book almost half the spots for most of the months, especially in the summer months when it's warmer. So if you're listening to this, you want to hop in a kayak or get on a stand-up paddleboard and go through the Huntington Harbor area and pull out trash off the banks, then hop on our website and sign up today. Also, we'll be continuing our channel cleanup efforts. The first one of those will be in March. I believe it's March 23rd. I want to say that's a Saturday. Typically, our channel cleanups, that's where we get the heaviest of heavy items pulled out of the waterway because usually by March the rain has subsided, and as the water level drops, all the heavy stuff will be stuck down in there in the weeds and the mud. And then our harbor cleanups will have about 50 to 100 people show up. We'll actually go through the the channel itself, and go through that and pull out all the items and set it off to the side, and then we'll have Republic Services come through, and then they'll remove all the trash for us. It gets pretty gnarly. What else? We had Rise Above Plastics, which is a program that is kind of focused on the political side of things here locally. It keeps tabs on the state and the federal level items that Surfrider focuses on, but it also helps us focus more locally, either on the county level or the city level. There's certain areas this year that's going to be quite interesting because it is an election year for certain officials. Some people get termed out. Some cities have it so that certain city council members have offset election years. So some of them might be up for running for office, and some have city council members where the other half isn't up until next year or possibly 2 years from now. So we keep tabs on that. We try to figure out which cities are the best cities to try to reach out to, and allowing us to help with our expertise and services and giving them information they need. So yeah, that's a definite program that we do enjoy here in our chapter. Another chapter program to the kind of work hand in hand are our Blue Water Task Force program. We have a water quality testing lab that's inside of a few different schools, Newport Harbor, Edison High School. Both of those labs, they have students go out and test the waters off our coastline. In Newport, they actually go into Back Bay a little bit into the harbor, and they test for bacteria levels, particularly around the time where it starts raining. So we like to have them do tests before, during, and after the rain to kind of see what the bacteria level looks like, try to gauge whether or not it should be, it's getting better or not after every time it rains. And then we also have the educational program. And so that program's pretty awesome. We have, I think this year I was told that we have like 15 student clubs throughout North Orange County. Each one of those clubs should be having basically a year-long project. I've given or heard of some of the ideas that people have had. Some of them want to switch out their water fountains, like the old school water fountains that most of us have probably seen or used at when we were kids, to having refill stations to encourage kids to start bringing refillable bottles. That way they kind of get used to it at a younger age, and therefore as they're adults, they'll start using them throughout their whole entire lives. Some of them are doing one of my more favorite things is like clothing swap idea. So usually kids or the well-off kids tend to have brand new clothes during the school year. And so my idea would be like, hey, if you outgrew your clothes from last year or you just don't want them anymore, to have a place where kids can go drop off their clothes. And then kids who want to see what's been dropped off can just actually go through the clothes. If it fits them, they can take it home with them, and now it's theirs, and vice versa. So, it's something, new idea that's come around. So I'm hoping that works out really well for kids. But yeah, that's, I think, not all of them, most of our chapter programs here, but all of it's geared towards educating people about all the issues that we kind of see and what we're trying to do towards our efforts here in North Orange County as a chapter. But yeah.
So let's go through the schedule.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what's going to happen on January 1st. There is a vendor fair throughout the weekend, but January 1st is our main event. So let's go through the list here. So we got 9:15 to 10:15. We have our DJ music with LA Island Radio. And let's go through the rest of these. Can you see the sheet here?
Yeah. So yeah, this year, once again, we have LA Island Radio coming out to join us and be our broadcaster for the Surf City Splash down there at Pier Plaza in Huntington Beach. So they're going to show up. Hopefully we'll get everything kicked off at 9 o'clock, get some nice tunes down there, get some, music going, wake everyone up a little bit. We're going to have Zach's down there next to the pier giving out $10 breakfast burritos, I believe drinks as well. So I think they're going to have drinks, coffee, orange juice, and breakfast burritos for $10. And that's makes it a little bit easier for us to handle. That way Zach's can handle all of that. We're also going to have 1 ounce coffee down there, giving out samples of coffee to wake everyone up. I'm going to be enjoying that greatly because, it's January 1st. So I believe everyone who shows up that morning will probably have enjoyed a very fantastic night. At 9 o'clock, we should also by then have our tent set up. So that way we'll have merch for sale. We're going to have our opportunity drawing boxes out there so people can purchase their opportunity drawing tickets. They can see what we have to offer in terms of what they might possibly win. So that'll be taking place. We'll also have a QR code for anyone who wants to become a member of Surfrider for a year, which I think January 1st is a great day to do it, just because that makes it a little bit easier for everyone to renew it every year following, because who's not going to remember January 1 as being a renewal date? And at the same time, we're going to have an online auction. The online auction goes until 7 p.m. on January 1st. Like I mentioned earlier, we have plenty of great items up there. The big ones include a trip to Hawaii. We have artwork from Nikki Alice, who's internationally known. He gave us an amazing work of art that I'm actually sitting next to. It's a lovely mirror piece that he does. He's very unique in that manner. Wow. And I really hope someone wins this thing, because this thing is a fantastical piece of art. I wish I could keep it, but unfortunately, if I keep it, I have to pay for it. So it's something that I didn't want to do. So maybe I'll get another version of it down the line. But it's a beautiful piece. We have that. There's a Barahona shaped surfboard I saw on our auction as well.
Yeah, big plug to Jose Barahona. Yeah, friend of mine in LA. So thank you for that.
The other HB from Hermosa Beach. So I saw that board and I was like, that's a sick color. I like the neon green. I think you can't miss that on the water. And then we have stuff from like Rad Power Bikes. They're giving us a e-bike. I know it has a bidding on there, but it looks like it's half the price tag. So I'm waiting for someone else to up that one as well. It's gonna be pretty gnarly. The e-bikes from Rad Power Bikes, they are rad because the way they do their bikes, they give you like a base, so that's why the pricing is less than what other companies charge for their e-bikes. But that's because you can actually go in there and customize it to however it is you want. So you can get bags on there, you can get an extra power pack if you want. You can do a bunch of rad stuff on there to actually make it custom to customize it to your liking. So I was like, you know what, that's pretty sick. I'm very tempted to actually bid on that one myself because I kind of like that concept of being able to use to buy a bike or own an e-bike that you can actually fully customize for your liking. So I was like, that's pretty cool. What else? We got a bunch of beach bundles. Surf City Splash. So of course we got a bunch of companies like Jack's, Tight. We also have I want to say we have Salt Life. We also have Rooted Swimwear. So we have like swimsuits. We have chairs and hoodies and sweaters. We have towels giveaways on there as well. So definitely, if you're if you're already looking ahead to 2024 in the summertime, I would definitely look at each one of those and possibly bid on all of them, just because if you win them all, in theory, you got a good setup for next year already. So I think each one of those groups kind of actually did a good job of picking out different items to let us auction off. So that was pretty amazing. It's also really good. The auction is really good if you're a foodie. We have plenty of food items, restaurants, Beef Palace, Fogo de Chao, Beach House in Seal Beach. There's a lot of different places people can go out and eat off of our auction as well. And then the opportunity draw items have a long list of restaurants as well. So it's going to be a great day for a lot of people.
Yeah, I want to do a couple shout outs on some of the items that I'm in and also ones that I gathered. So if you're a surfer and you've been a surfer for quite a while, you've heard of Aaron Chang. He's a world famous surf photographer. So he actually is donating one of his books in collaboration with the Surf Shed there in right outside of San Diego. So if you want to just take a day trip, it's really great. And the shed is actually doing a rental for your board and for your wetsuit. So that's really great for you to do a little daycation down in San Diego. For my marketing company, I'm actually doing a custom bamboo charcuterie board. So if you win that, it'll actually say your name on it. And I'm doing a collab with my friend Robert over at Duvall's Catering. And of course, the founder of National Day Calendar, he's donated quite a few things with his brand and just some really great things. If you like dolphins, I'm doing a donation for 2 days on National Dolphin Day in April. And also my friends over there in Dana Point. We have John's Fish Market. We have Dana Wharf Sport Fishing and Frisbee Wine. And don't forget the wine downtown right there on Main Street. So many things to enjoy. Just check out our website, or you could go to the Tiny URL link as well. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, you did a great job. We have, like you said, we have a package for San Diego, a package for Dana Point. There's the dolphin excursion trips out of Newport. Obviously, all the stuff we have here in Huntington Beach, and then we also have stuff in. We have options for Seal Beach. We have prep cooking, I believe, is one of the auction items, as well as the beach house there as well. And then you also have Long Beach, so Aquarium of the Pacific. So you did a really good job. Actually, in Avalon too. There's an Avalon excursion, and then obviously the Hawaii one we mentioned earlier. So we got a different. You can try to win them all, and basically take every single day and go travel somewhere new.
And how about the comedy in Newport or in
Long Beach? Yeah, the Laugh
Factory. You can actually go for all three of those items.
Yeah,
all three of those, and you get to do a whole Long Beach day bucket listing for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. Hopefully those will all get picked up by people who thoroughly enjoy them and will let us know.
Exactly. And so at the end of the call, I always like to say how you pay it forward. And of course, you pay it forward because you are a core volunteer with the Surfrider. Kind of tell a little bit of what you want to do during the holidays to pay it forward to a random active stranger.
Well, that's actually a good question. Paying it forward. It's basically, yeah, you can, if you want, Right now, it's always good to pay it forward in terms of the environment by, helping those out to, visiting your local. You know what? Actually, you know what? I got a good idea for this one. So if you want to pay it forward, go to your local refill store. Go check out what they have because they don't get enough love. Um, there's Philip Buttercup. There's one here in Huntington Beach. There's a Philip Buttercup in Costa Mesa.
Wow.
There's Amas Delateri, which is also in Costa Mesa, like 4 doors down from Philip Buttercup. They're refill stores. It's pretty awesome idea, but it's actually a really old idea. It's if you talk to for some of us, it's your parents, or for some of us who are younger, it's your grandparents. But they all kind of remember a day before there was, big box stores. So if you walk into a Philip or refill store, it's a pretty awesome experience finding stuff that you can bring your own container in, or they can provide you one. You can actually get refills there. Usually they're all non-toxic, zero waste stores. It's all natural materials for almost everything, I think. So anywhere from home for hair care products, skin care products, makeup, you name it, they probably have it. They know where they can find it. If you're a little bit more inland, if you're in like the Tustin area or Anaheim area, or even if you're listening to this in Laguna, there's Eco Now. They do the same thing. I'd recommend go checking out these locations because they need as much love as they can get because they are, like I mentioned, non-toxic, zero waste stores, and zero waste means there's no plastic containers. So, you know what? If you want to pay it forward, go there, try to find something to replace in your own household that you can get rid of the plastic product equivalent of, and just start there basically.
Well, I want to do one more shout out to Surfrider. So if you have a friend that you're really not sure what to get them a Surfrider membership.
Yes.
It is the ultimate pay it forward for someone who likes to give back and all into the philanthropy. So definitely look at our website at northoc.surfrider.org. And of course, our other website as well, if you want to get more information. So let's do a recap real quick on what's happening on the 1st.
The quick recap on what's happening on the 1st. First of all, there's the live auction, which is the silent auction, which is live now. It goes through 7 p.m. on January 1st. So go check that out. Keep tabs on what it is you bid on. That way you can make sure you win it. On January 1st, 9 o'clock, all the shenanigans will kick off. So the music will get pumping. The merch will be up for sale. We'll have the opportunity drawings ready to rock and roll. The vendor market will be happening. We'll have guest speakers coming up onto the platform there at 10 o'clock. So they'll roughly run for about an hour. We're hoping to get some local electeds, some local celebrities. Hopefully we'll get some go-go dancing girls out there. We're going to hopefully get the mermaids, the HB mermaids.
Yeah, she'll be there for sure.
We love having them. And then 11 o'clock is our lovely costume contest. Last year we had jellyfish, we had Batman, and I want to say Captain America show up. We had a beekeeper and a bee. It's kind of, it's always fun to see them. We had people there as well getting recognized from being from as far across the world. I believe the person last year who was there, I think they were from like Bulgaria or somewhere like that. They were out here from a distance. And then they had, we give a shout out to the youngest kid, who's probably the closest newborn, as well as like the oldest person there. So we give a nice little shout out to them for being there and enjoying our events. But then at high noon, we line everyone up or get everyone out there on the sand. We do a little countdown, and then everyone just jumps in the water, and that's how we kick off New Year's here in Huntington Beach.
So yeah, guys, it'll be the very first bucket list of the year. So definitely pay it forward to the Surfrider of North OC. Check out the website here on the podcast, and we're gonna head out. We got things to prepare for. Holidays are coming up, so happy holidays to everyone. And I want to do one last shout out to Rock and Fig and Dan Alive. We've lost them a few years ago, but we miss them every year, and especially during the splash. They're a big part of the splash. And of course, Tony Soriano from Surf City Splash and Surfrider, and our friend Roy as well. Just want to do a shout out to heaven to them. And a big shout out to Casey Faulkner. Also, he's a big part of this organization, and we just want to thank him for all what he does for education.
Yep.
Okay, anything else? And I'll put you in the green room.
No, thank you, Cindy, for having me.
All righty. I'll be right back. So make sure you check out the website and pick 5 hours out of the day on January 1st to go out and make a difference, have fun, create experiences, and mark off your very first bucket list. And actually, if you're available on Saturday, I am going to be on the Leroy Carlton show. So you can check out all about how I started National Bucket List Day and how I started my brand. And I'll talk a little bit about how important it is to give back to charity as well. So this is Cindy, and I hope to see you at one of the beaches of the world. And make sure to check out these websites, and we'll see you soon.